All right, y'all. So we are getting back on to part 2 of this little 2-part series, Easy Mail interview. The first part 1 is dropping tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, which it should have already dropped by the time you see this video. And now we're gonna finish it off with part 2, y'all. This is a 21-minute interview, and just my part 1 alone was 21 minutes, so I had to break it up into 2. So that's what we're doing, y'all. Easy Mail interview at Jordin Sounds with DJ Bonics. So let's finish this up, y'all. Let's get into it and let's go.
Cannabis real quick. You came to visit the shop. What'd you think of the shop, man? Your first time? You lived
beautiful.
Here for so long. Tell me about it.
It's beautiful, man. Y'all should like take it out inside Jordin, like especially like just seeing how far like MJ has come through the years, and like witnessing it just being sold on the streets in the Philippines, and like being able to like be given a chance to be out here and like make my moves and like have people listen through, like and then seeing how this also, cause kind of being like the sideline of where rap and even metal is, I used to do some metal and like I work with some people who from back then. It's just so crazy, like seeing now it's like in the medical sections. Let's get it, bro.
No, it's crazy. I hope one day the Philippines. Actually, what's funny is that when we travel with Wiz, people will bring him weed in different parts of the world. And Wiz, I remember saying very specifically when we were in the Philippines, he's like, this is actually some of the best weed that we've gotten overseas. So shout out to whoever.
Benguet weed is out of this world, both.
Benguet weed? You know what's funny about that too is M actually has an interview. Well, I don't think it was M specifically. I think it was M's bodyguard. It's actually a more recent, past, I'd say like year or two, interview, and it's like M's bodyguard talking about these wild stories. One specifically is that talking about how people would go to M's concert and literally throw drugs, just bags of drugs, just onto the stage, because they thought like M was gonna be appreciative of that person. I don't know why the fuck, if you're a dealer, why you would just throw free drugs on the stage. I mean, it's not like you're giving them anything positive. I mean, weed's a different story. That's okay. I could understand that. But M's bodyguard was talking about they were throwing him Molly and ecstasy and narcos and a whole bunch of different stuff they were just throwing on the stage. And it's like, if I was an artist, I'm not fucking hitting none of that shit. I'm not taking none of it. I don't know that dude. I don't know that person. And if you guys know me or know my channel like that, and if you're new, well, here you go. You get some more serious E on the channel. But I have lost, I'd say, by now, I've probably lost 7 to 8 good friends of mine due to overdose throughout my years, and I'm only 28 years old. Okay, and the most recent one was actually just 3 days ago, and that one probably hit me the most out of all 8, because that was my brother, from the first person I ever knew as a child, like the first friend I ever had. So that one hit me hard, y'all. That's why the video's kind of slowed up. I'm going to take it off of that point. I'm good now. But that is why I'm bringing this up on this part, because I get the weed. Okay, that's not too bad. But especially someone like Easy Mail, man. Easy. If you ever see this, you got to be careful doing that. Don't just let random people give you fucking drugs, yo. Because you don't know. Especially in today's day and age where all this fentanyl is going around. And like I said, y'all, I just lost someone 3 days ago due to overdose on something that he did every day. Apparently, I didn't even know he was still doing the shit. But apparently, like this, people usually know how to handle their drugs. Like overdose doesn't just happen especially if it's someone that's been doing something for like a long period of time and is used to it. People usually know how to handle it, especially if they're by themselves at home doing it. Like he was found by himself. So, that's why you gotta be careful where you get drugs from. That's why you gotta be careful about even doing drugs in the first place. I'm not advocating for it. I don't do anything. I don't do no drugs. I don't even drink no more. That's my rant. Now we gotta get back into it. Easy. Just be careful, yo. Let's go.
Get weed is out of this world, both. Bang, get weed.
Bang, get what's bang, get weed.
Bang, get
So
weed.
I went to school, like for a little bit of college, like in Baguio.
Okay.
You know where Baguio is?
Yeah, Baguio City is cooler up there, right? Yeah,
the mountain province.
Yeah.
Nah, that's where I went to college for a little bit. So like just being in touch with like a little bit of the street culture, like while I was going to school, and it's crazy to see how it came to now. Like right now they got like only free trials. You can't take none out.
Oh, okay.
There's some stuff right there, like in the mountains, bro. Like, yeah.
That's that good.
And in the mountains.
Good shit. I just want to go back to just because I was talking to Reza about just the possibilities, man, and the fact that you've been able to like get to this point. You're the dude. Like I was explaining to her, like, so when we went back to the Philippines, it was me, Wiz, and Kanye West was also performing. This is how I like. Maybe I'm romancing it, but I was like, picture this: my dad and mom, they left the Philippines. They met in the United States. Classic. My dad's in the Navy. My mom's a nurse. Classic.
What
But
the fuck?
out of all the people that went to go back, because I don't think there's like a ton of rappers that go back to Philippines and perform, right? It's not like a whole, maybe Flo Rida and a couple, but I was like, of all the people that left the island, and all the people that have met to conjugate, and I'm the son of two of those people that left the country, and I got to go back and perform in front of what would be like my homeland. Now you're
So that actually, sorry to pause it, y'all, but that reminds me of Joe Coy, right? Like, isn't that his story? It wasn't his dad in the military. I think I watched a special where he was talking about his dad being in the military and his mom's a fucking nurse, right? A nurse, I think. I don't know if she was a nurse or not, but it just reminds me of Joe Coy. That's hilarious. They both come from the same type of instance, yo. I'm in the military. I haven't found me a nurse. Hey, if y'all got a nurse out there, send her my way. No.
You're the only
I'm not that thirsty, y'all. I had to put that out there just for fun, just for joke.
Filipino dude ever to sign with Eminem and just have that experience. Like that's yo, man, like that's just an amazing thing. So I'm giving you your flowers now. Just
thanks, man.
An inspiration. But what would you tell someone who would think that is impossible? Like, I've seen so many people come and go in the art world, but like, what's your advice to an artist who started like you, skateboarding, little stinky ass kid?
Sounds like me, yo. Sounds like me.
Has a dream, and then to be able to just fulfill that to a certain degree. I know you're only getting started because you're so young, but what would be your advice to someone? Because this is what they need to hear. I love that they could see your art and the music and that moves them. But I love asking questions like these. Like, what would you tell someone who was like in your position, 15 years ago?
I would say just keep striving. Do your best to strive, cause like I feel like striving is such a strong word in itself, cause like it's hard to do so.
Right.
When faced with like certain like challenges, even familial outside, and then strive and try to prosper as much as you can, like even at a young age, because like even hanging out with where sometimes like your elders or parents might say don't hang out at, like just observe, like where you like where life might take you, and like what you observe like is sometimes what you kind of learn through how to survive.
I'll let him finish.
Well.
Right.
Like, survive and strive.
So, yeah, I want to speak about that. Everything he said right there is definitely great advice. I'm explaining that same advice too. That's what I would tell someone as well, because like, you know, when you're young, you want to go out and you want to have fun and blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to putting your mind to something that you really genuinely want to succeed in, and I'm not talking about just something that you may have the urge to do well in at this moment in your life, because that comes and goes all the time. There's so many different things, especially if I have any young kids or younger kids watching. I don't really think I do, but if I do, you know, you're gonna have so much shit that you think you love, and then a month later you're over it, especially if you're me in my ADHD in my mind. But when you find something you truly love, like I love sounds, I love music, I love doing these reactions, I love recording, I love anything audio, you know. Once I found that, it's like I have so much tunnel vision on this shit right now that you need to just strive, like he said, just strive and just grind. And then don't take the bad times for granted, you know, because a lot of people, you have bad moments, you have bad times and things aren't working out, and you get discouraged, you get fearful, a bunch of different emotions and stuff pop up. But when that happens, you know, always take the time to learn from whatever mistakes or whatever doubts. Like teach yourself how to learn from those moments, because that will make it so much easier the next time a bad situation happens, and you'll be able to handle it better. Even if it's just a little smidget better, you'll be able to handle it better. And I just wanted to add on to that, because I think what he said right there was fucking dope, and I think he's got it down to the T, and you're hearing it from him. And I got to give my advice too. Let's go.
So make sure to stay dedicated, and like, you know, look back on your whys. Why are you doing this?
What did I just say?
Why did you get into doing what you was doing? Like I don't know,
Me
just
and him
for me,
right here.
something I learned through skateboarding and the streets a little bit is when you fall, you gotta get back up, or that
Back.
Cause
Big back.
ain't nobody else gonna make the tricks you do. You feel me? So like, if you out here grinding legally or illegally, you feel me? Like how you perform your trick, how it's done, and whether you roll away from it, that's gonna be on you. So keep trying, keep striving. That's all I gotta say.
I love that. You know, traditionally, I was thinking, like, obviously, I remember the moment back in the late 90s and early 2000s when I had to call my mom and be like, you know, I was doing computer programming. And I was like, Mom, I think I want to move the communications and I want to do the radio. And so imagine like a Filipino mom hearing that for the first time. And you know, believe it or not, she was supportive, and that's why I'm so thankful.
Yes.
Because you know, it's very stereotype in the Filipino community is like, what you're gonna do when you're gonna grow up. How was that for you? Like, were they immediately receptive? Like, I mean, it's different, you know?
No, like they were not too receptive of it, to be honest with you, when it first came to. Cause with just me and my cousins, even with the skating alone from before,
right,
we would get ourselves in some stupid shit, just trying to
tell me about
some, like, you know, competitions out here in different cities. And
tell me, I want to see. You know what? I want to play a game of skate with Rude Knock. I'm already calling you out, bro. Me and you gotta play. We gotta do skate one day. We got to. If you don't know what skate is like horse for basketball. That's what skate is. And I want to do a round of skate with Easy Mill, yo. You see my board right back there. Yeah, and I agree with what he said. When you fall, you got to get back up. And I learned that a lot from skateboarding. Now, some would say, oh, well, why'd you quit skating? Blah, blah, blah. If you know my story, I quit skating because I knocked all my teeth out. I mean, and that's a little different. I mean, I got them all fixed now, which is great. But for a very long time, you know, I was young when I knocked my teeth out. I was sponsored. I was doing very well in skateboarding. I was actually pretty good. But once you knock all your teeth out, that's a different story than just falling. So I had to take a break from it. And but I never lost the love of skating. I want to go back into it, but now being full-time father, doing this, still having a full-time 40-hour job, being in college in 2 courses, all this at the same time. I mean, hey, if there's time for skateboarding, I would love it, but I really don't have time to do anything but knock out these reactions, go to work, and this is my life. So, you know, you got goods and bads with it, but I love doing this, so I take the good.
Already like the onset, but
right. You want to do what? Right.
Yeah, and then, but kind of like just being in the mix of that too is where you kind of also learn different things, you know.
Right.
Not putting a good light on what people might call as a rebel at sometimes.
Right.
Because like, you know, that can be very finicky with a PC culture, if you might say.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah, it's just like, you know, we did the things that we did and kind of learned from it already. So
right.
We're just glad to be here on the face of the earth and being able to reap the benefits that it grows.
Right.
Yeah?
I love that. Congratulations, man. Really
Thank
proud of you. I don't think this will be the last time that we'll have this conversation. I want to speak on the duality real quick.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love the art. I really like that song, Can You Keep a Secret?
Hey,
Thanks,
man.
like, I feel like that song kind of encompasses, like, you know, you still get the boom bap a little bit, and then you kind of get your artistry. Man, your range is incredible between
Thanks,
the
man.
singing and the rapping, and I'm like, is this him? Like, sometimes I'm like, it doesn't say this is a feature.
I have not heard that. It's called Can You Keep a Secret off the duality? We got to check that one out. I have not heard that one at all, and I haven't even really seen that one requested. So let me know. Is that a good song? Should I check that one out? I'll get to it ASAP. Let me know, please.
I love the duality because I think that's a concept that I really started to kind of, what's the best way I could say it, is to learn from, you know, that there is this duality, and there's a beauty in the fact that I always say that, you know, it's
hard to balance like what you have on your plate if you kind of like don't have a mental dump.
Right.
That's what I thought of it, because even with the metal thing from before, like, you know, it's just not very passable in like a mainstream light, or what would cross as the regular media that you can get to the masses. You feel me?
Right.
So I've always like had that too, like a mental dump when it comes to like, you know, an other self.
Right.
So like that's kind of how I picture the duality for me, like how I work through it, like in certain stuff that I deal with. Yeah.
No, I like that. I think it's important to just recognize like it can't just be one thing, because then it'll just topple over, right? It's always important. When I go through dark, I guess, or low, I'm always like, this is the debt to the blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the moment where we got to insert some, you know, gratitude and faith. I love that, man. We're gonna have another conversation. As far as music is concerned, I know that the last album was on the Virgin.
Please, Easy.
Right?
We need to know.
Virgin distribution deal that we had.
But the next album is gonna officially go under Interscope, right? So what's that look like for you in the next months, year?
Man, I wish I could tell you some stuff.
Oh, good.
But, yeah, cause we're basically just planning some mad things that come with the music, you feel me?
Right.
Like having some things to deal with, like making new connections as well, like with other musicians and artists.
Right. And now the resource chest kind of opened up a little bit, right?
He got a lot of resources now.
Like the big win, bro. Like, what can y'all tell me to not do now?
You know who Easy Mill would be dope on a track with, honestly? Drake. Drake and Easy Mill, I think their voices would just go fucking hand in hand.
Right. Exactly. I love that. Yeah. I love that. Cool. So when that time comes, we'll get you back here in the seat so we could talk about the new music and everything. I just personally, being a Filipino in the grind as well, and thinking that mountain was hard to climb, and for me to be able to, you know, be with Khalifa, man, and travel around the world. You know,
shout out to Wiz too. Wiz used to be my shit.
You don't understand, like, just walking through like the halls,
right?
And then you saying like Wiz Khalifa's name, man, like, yeah, back in high school, like,
that's what I'm saying.
Cheech and Chong, what else?
Back.
Like, I remember me and my cousin.
I still love one song by Wiz to this day. No Sleep. No Sleep by Wiz. That song is the shit, yo. I fucking love that song. I was fire.
And my homie Dun Dun, we was like all geeking out on him and Snoop's movie. What was it?
Right, Mac and Devin.
We Mac and
Oh,
Devin,
yeah,
bro.
they
I
go
remember,
to
like, it on the CD. We had
Right.
it like, you know, made sure the parents were out. Nah, my auntie, we wasn't with no parents. We made sure like auntie was out, and me and my cousin, my uncle, and the homies, and it was like one of the parties, and it was just so wild, bro. I remember to this day. Yeah,
I love that, man. Yeah, yo, just seeing, being able to see that dream through, man. You know, I was once this little stinky kid DJing little college parties, and you know, to be able to be on the stage at Coachella, and be on the radio, and then so I'm officially your tito, okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm the old head that could tell you all the do's and don'ts on the
He's
road.
the
So
OG.
I'm Kuya. All right, cool. I'll take
Kuya.
Kuya.
I understood that
No,
one.
I appreciate that, but
We
Easy
still
Mill.
young out here.
No, we still young here. Appreciate it. We're gonna hear more from Easy Mill coming up. Thank
Let's
you so
get
much
it.
for stopping by,
Thank
Jordin,
you for having me,
and
man.
just
It's
being
my
someone
honor.
to, you know, even though you're my youngin, you know, I look up to you and I'm really
Hey,
proud of you. So you
He
consider
trying to
me, you know,
stunt on his
resource.
ass, huh? He trying to tell him I'm the OG out here.
And like pick out all that stuff, so man. Like,
No.
Hey, y'all. That was dope. That was a dope reaction. I mean, I said reaction. That was a dope interview. I learned a lot, you know. That was easy, kind of just opening up more. There was not really a specific topic. It was just a cool interview. It went smooth. It was in Las Vegas. So big shout out to Las Vegas. You know, Easy Mill resides there. It probably meant a lot to him. And us as the fans learned a whole bunch. So I think that's dope. And yeah, we finally finished this 2-part interview. And we will have both parts out either on the same day or one will be the next day. I haven't decided, but they're all recorded. We got it all done. I'm EV. You just watched EvStudiosEnt. And I actually changed the name to EvFamilyEnt, but hey, same type of thing. And if you want to join Evie's family, all you got to do is hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.